Hello.
Okay. Well,
Hi, Lynn.
hi
Hi.
everyone. Good afternoon. All right. Today we are going to have a special webinar. Okay. And our speaker, Farah. Okay. She is the owner and the founder of Farah Ilaini Enterprise. Okay. So the title of the webinar for today is Sustainable and Zero Waste Business from Home. Okay. And then please allow me to introduce myself. I am Eileen, okay, one of the marketing lecturer at Masa University from the Faculty of Business, Finance, and IT. Okay, I'm the host of today. Okay, I would like to share with all the viewers for today. Okay, if you have any questions along the way, you may write down your questions. Okay, at the comment section at your right hand side of your screen. Okay, so you yourself will be answering. I mean, your good self will be answering at the end of the session, and
Mm.
and also the e-certificate of participation will be awarded for to you as well. Okay, so please stay with us until the end of the session. Okay, so our speaker, Miss Farah, how are you today?
Hi. I'm good, thank you.
Okay, okay. I believe that I know that your hobby, okay, your hobby
Mhm.
is you like to do something from scratch, like for example, DIY, doing
Yeah.
something. So is it so?
Mhm.
Is
I,
it so?
I, yes, yes. I really like doing DIY stuff, especially, and I also make some healthy foods from scratch. I grow my own vegetables and stuff. Yes.
Okay. Oh, okay. And then I also know that you are the flight attendants, okay, from
Mm-hmm.
one of the airline industry or airline
Yeah.
company in Malaysia.
Mm-hmm.
But I
Yes.
know that due to this COVID-19 pandemic, okay, it affected your job as well and also affected us as well. So
Mm-hmm.
maybe you could share with us how do you overcome these challenges, okay, or how you can share with us how do you survive in our current situation. Farah, you may
Mm.
share with us.
Okay, so basically to start this online business, homegrown online business is an e-commerce business in the first place. My sustainable and zero waste business from home has actually helped me in providing me an income because I had no income during the MCO. So this is actually a blessing in disguise where during MCO I get to stay home and concentrate 100% on my sustainable and zero waste business. So in a way,
Okay.
that's why I'm doing this presentation because I feel that the sustainable and zero waste business from home is actually an online business on the rise. Okay. And I feel like it's a very environmental friendly and a healthier lifestyle kind of business that is it's actually a huge thing in other countries starting with Australia and also the United States actually. Hmm.
Mm,
So,
okay.
talking about this, what is a sustainable business? Well, it's a business that provide products and also services that comes from a source that does not contribute to waste towards the landfill, and it's easily obtained and it leaves positive impacts not just towards us but also towards the environment. So when you ask me, why did I choose a sustainable business? Because being in a sustainable business is already an e-commerce, where I use everything online. Everything is an online platform. Even my selling, where I buy my stuff, is all based online. And it's a direct selling, not really direct selling. It's a direct marketing towards the seller and also the buyer, and it also prevents global warming like now what is happening, and there's an income equality because for me whatever that I sell online, it's money that I get for myself. I don't pay for a third person to do my selling for me, and it's an income equality, and it's
Mm,
also a long-term profit for me because let's say my formulation for my products this time, it's on my own brand. If I have the next future generation, let's say for my kids get to keep my formulation, so it's an inheritance in a way, and also it's a very good platform for me to start this inheritance, not just towards other places, but also through e-commerce as well. Okay. And also my synopsis on why e-commerce itself is a way of a sustainable business is because I do my own producing, I manufacture it myself, and I sell it myself. Okay, it's a big thing to do, but it's how e-commerce works. You know, you direct sell it from for yourself and also towards other people. Lah. And basically, I use no chemical compounds, and I don't do it doesn't require mass production or manufacturing. So the cost is cut down for manpower, and I produce products just not by blinding people with greenwashing advertisements like how people say. There are some big brands out there that actually say when you buy this, you are contributing towards a better environment. But actually, you are not, because in a way, you are paying for a third party person who has a huge factory behind all the production, and also it uses a lot of single use packaging, so basically you are contributing more towards waste, and that is not saving the environment. And also with the current global warming and also climate crisis, health issues rising every day, and overflowing landfills in Malaysia, e-commerce itself, for me, all these platforms plays a major role in helping the environment itself, because we don't need a physical shop. You can sell everything in e-commerce and also advertise everything online. You don't need to do 100 flyers. You don't need to pay for a shop rent. You don't need to pay for everything else. You just do everything home based. That's where you can cut the cost, and it actually helps in with cutting off on the global warming, also climate crisis. And currently, it's also an up and rising business globally, because we, as a Malaysian as well, we are more concerned about our health and well-being. And I can see that nowadays it's also starting to become back in trend, that we are going back to basics on how our grandmothers, our great grandmothers used to, how do I say this, live their life. We start everything from scratch. It's not an immediate result, but it's good for the long run. Like it's just like you doing a laser treatment. The result is immediate, but you don't know what's the cause of it in the long run. Hmm.
Okay.
Okay, so this is just a sharing session. So
Yeah.
what I think is a climate change. It's also a step
Okay.
towards a global warming for me. As we can all feel now, there's a rising of temperature, which is a heat wave. So this is caused by the usage of electricity and transportation, which it's in a group of carbon footprints. It's all from importing goods, and we burn fossil fuels. So that's a bigger contribution towards the air pollution. And also we can see there's a rising sea level and glacier shrinks, there's ice melt. So when the glacier shrinks, the seawater rises. So there is research that says by 2050,
Mm.
the world will have more water than land. So,
Okay.
so
It's
now itself, you can already see that some places are being flooded up. So people would have to move, evacuate their homeland just because water level is rising. Hmm. And then soon enough, our nature is lost, which is extinction. There is animals being extinct. 150 species of animals are being extinct every day. This is research by the UN. You see, and in Malaysia itself, our Harimau Malaya, our tiger is
mm,
heading towards extinction as well. You see, in the future,
yeah.
there will be
We
no
also
more
like
Harimau
afraid that
Malaya.
maybe yeah. So far we also afraid that the our elephant, like our young, I mean our
Mhm.
next generation. So far our next
Yes,
generation may not be able. We scared that we may not be able to the elephant at the zoo, because say one day it extinct, right?
yes, correct. And then you see when how they will see it is like
Mm,
how we see dinosaurs. We don't see them physically. We can only see the pictures, how they look like. We don't really know, what they are. So for us now, dinosaurs are just fossils, which is we use now their fossils for fuel, which I think we shouldn't be wasting it at all, because in time, fossil fuels will be gone. all the big companies will eventually should be turning into doing a sustainable business instead of using fossil fuels, you see? Because like also this one contribution towards global warming is also about the industrial impact, which is one of the biggest contribution. They are responsible for 2/3 of emissions for global climate change. Like I said, when there is demand, there is production. Because they do mass production, you see it's polluting. Like you see our current issue about the water pollution, the Selangor
Correct,
water disruption, right? Okay, so
correct.
actually that factory has been operating illegally since 2014. I have read it on the news, and we don't know how many water they have polluted. Only
Mm.
now we know because it's gone that bad. Only now we realize it. See, so we don't know all this while our water quality is actually contaminated, but it's not bad enough to be treated.
Yeah, some of the citizen in Klang Valleys was actually suffering for the
Yes.
water pollution issue, like the no water at
Mm.
home. Yeah, that's
Yeah, so that's
recently, yeah, the
why.
cases. Correct.
Yeah, so that's why I feel like sustainable business is an up and level it's rising, it's a rising business that eventually everybody would turn into doing this sustainable business. And one of the way to start it is by going into e-commerce or e-marketing. So for
Mm.
you to have that knowledge on e-marketing and also e-commerce is a huge thing. You can study more about it. Then you can actually be a greater contribution towards, a better future. That's what I think on e-commerce. And also the example of sustainable business for me is this is also globally lah, which uses natural energy such as wind energy, solar power, self-sustain as in a homemade business like what I'm doing now because we don't use extra energies like burning fossil fuels and such lah. And like I do now is I make my own soap. I use my own energy, my own manpower. I don't hire 10 more people to do it for me. Okay. And I have given an example here, like hand sewn clothes. Back then, before we had all these big brands like H&M and stuff, we could only buy clothes that are sold from houses. As in, you go to a tailor and you do your own clothes. Otherwise, you sew your own clothes, right? So that's why I say we are now actually going back to basic. I like my clothes to be customized towards me. I don't want to go out and wear clothes that 10 other people are wearing in the same shop. So it's
Mm.
nice to go back to basics. You have your own customization. And another example of a sustainable business, even in e-commerce, is also crop rotation, where in a way, you don't realize you're actually supporting these local businesses. When you go to pasar pagi, pasar malam, night markets and stuff, when you buy stuff from them, you're already supporting local. So you don't go to big markets and buy imported veggies just because they come from Australia doesn't mean it's good. You see, to import stuff to Malaysia, they use either by land or by sea or by air. So everything is causing air pollution towards burning fossil fuels. So even this crop rotation, if I were to be an e-commerce person in the future, because we can see that local farmers age now in soon they will be 70 years old, 80 years old. So these farmers, okay, so in the future they would need people like us to help them bring out their crop rotation into e-commerce because anyhow everybody is starting to buy everything online, right?
Mm.
And also turning towards organic farming and agriculture where there is no chemical and it preserves the nature which eventually affects our water and health like how the current situation is with the water in Selangor. And these are actually the samples of products that I actually homemade myself, right?
Mhm.
So I make homemade nut milks, which is 100% vegetarian milk. This is so easy; everybody can make it. But I customize my drinks to depending on what my customer or my client needs. I also make homemade skincare,
So
household items.
I see. So Farah, may I ask why
Mm.
you choose to sell nut milk? Why not like banana milk, papaya
Mhm.
milk, which is, some people may like papaya, they want to buy papaya milk, but why you choose to sell nut milk?
Right. It's a well understood that everything is easily accessible. If you were
Mm,
to buy an almond milk in the store, it would
mm,
probably cost you like this big of bottle, about 12 ringgit to 20 ringgit per bottle. Okay. But if you were to buy homemade nut milks, you can actually choose. For me, it's very sustainable because I can keep those nuts more than a year. If I were
oh,
to do a papaya meal or whatsoever, if I were to buy those fruits, if I were to buy other stuff, the for me to keep those items are a short span of time. So it's not sustainable. If it's not sold, it either goes to waste or it's not gonna work. And most of my things are preserved naturally. So nut milk for me is very sustainable in a way that I do not produce waste, because when I do the nut milk, the fibers from the nuts, I can use it as a flour as well. So I can bake with it, I can cook with it, you see.
mm,
Mm. So that's
I
why I
see.
make nut milks instead of other milks. So
Other meal. Okay.
yeah, and also these homemade skincares are actually based on my personal experience, having
Mm,
bad acne reaction before this. So I test everything on myself before
mm,
I sell it, so that I understand my product. And I also take online courses. I also take other courses as well. So that's why I say even this e-commerce is a different course for me as well, that I take in order for me to understand my product. So I don't just blindly sell any product just because it can sell in the market.
mm,
And these household items that I make is actually eco-friendly and is sustainable in a way that if you buy a product from me, you
mm,
will this is basically another e-marketing that we work on. Okay, so
mm.
when I sell something, I give you the container, and then it's refillable. When you come back
Okay.
to me to get other stuff, you can just give me back the container. I will just do everything back in the container. Of course, sterilization is done and everything before I give you back your item. Okay,
Mm,
and most of my biodegradable and eco-friendly products are basically used that doesn't contribute towards more landfill lah. As you can see from my toothbrush, is actually made from bamboo. So when you throw it, it doesn't
mm,
it doesn't end up being in the on land for hundreds of years. So basically, it degrades in time.
mm.
Mm.
So Farah, may I ask, how
Mhm.
do you sell this product? Which channel that you sell it to the end user?
Okay, so basically for me, the e-platform, there's so
Okay.
many e-platforms. So for me, my main major line is Instagram.
Oh, Instagram.
Instagram, because in a
Okay.
way, when I sell through Instagrams, I get to share my stories. I get to share the process of making my product. I get to
Mm,
share those honest reviews that comes in. I don't just post reviews and not having um people saying good things about it. I post sometimes even when people say, oh, it doesn't work for them. So it's all
mm,
honest reviews. That's my main platform, Instagram, because the honest sharing reviews that we can have. And then I
mm.
also sell on other e-platforms that as well. I also sell on Shopee, and I also
Oh,
sell on
okay.
Facebook as well. Mm.
Oh, so that
But it
means
would,
from this e-platform or e-commerce that in
mm,
Masa University, right, our business student, okay, we have
mm,
this diploma program. Yeah, e-commerce is one of the module that our
right.
business
Mm-hmm.
student is going to study lah. Our diploma
Mm-hmm.
students going to study. I believe some of them may want to know more about wow how to do business in the e-platform and earn money. Maybe perhaps
Ah,
in future if let's just say we need to invite some industry speaker that time when we can invite you to
maybe
give
you
a
can,
short
yeah.
selling session to our business student. Yeah,
I
this
mean, it's
is
it's
real
not a
life. This
right. It's
yeah,
not a
yeah.
multi-million business, but I'm doing
Mm,
this for the good cause of it. Because in a way, let's say your dear future students who wish
mm,
to study, I myself would appreciate your contribution towards the future, where I
mm,
can do more things in e-commerce. Maybe you guys can make a change when you learn deeply about what e-commerce and marketing is. You can help people like me to expand more. You see,
Good, good.
that's why I truly depend on e-platforms, e-commerce, e-marketing. So for me, in a way, if I were to get a chance to study again, I would go and study e-commerce and e-marketing to expand more. So it's a
Okay,
great
okay.
opportunity in the future. That's why I want to thank Masa again for inviting me for this talk. To talk about what the importance of e-commerce and e-marketing is for people like me, especially a growing business,
Mm,
but
mm,
we are just stagnant, so we need more towards the future.
mm.
Hmm.
All right. Okay.
So this is another sharing thing that I want to share. It's like this was taken from BBC report back in 2019, and it was a big issue worldwide. Malaysia was once reported by BBC as the world's rubbish bin, right? Because we imported rubbish from other countries, saying that we will actually recycle for them. But this issue is resolved now that a lot of Malaysians, I'm so grateful that they realize that we don't want to become this dumpster. Everybody is becoming more environmentally conscious right now. So that's why I say towards the future, I really think this e-commerce, e-platform towards more sustainable business is going to be an up and rising business because of these things. We don't want this to happen to our beautiful country, right?
Mm.
Mm.
Correct.
Because these things we don't know. Only when the news or somebody else tell us about this, only we know. So this is the cause of it, where commercial products, they actually only want profit, but they don't think about the future. Like single-use plastics and stuff, they don't think about the long term of what the effect is going to be. They only think about profit. Hmm. So maybe in the future, e-commerce, it can actually help us to preserve more of our nature instead of just profit, 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 you see. And for me, e-commerce towards a more sustainable business is because it's so direct. Like I said, there's so many platforms like what I use: Instagram, Facebook, Carousel, where you get one-to-one. Also, there's WhatsApp groups, and you also save costs. You can negotiate on delivery. You don't have to, there's so many apps nowadays that you can actually choose the delivery rate, you want or you don't want it. And
Mm-hmm.
there's no intermediate parties. Like I make and you buy. I don't make and sell it at another shop. So this e-commerce, e-platform marketing is so good towards me during the MCO because I get to deal directly with my buyer. And also the best thing about a sustainable home-based business is you get to customize your ingredients. So like I said, the milk, you can choose either to put sugar or no sugar in it. Your soap, you can choose either to have it oat milk soap or you want it to be pure coconut oil soap. And
Okay.
you can choose the look and feel of your product. It doesn't have to be what other people buy, you buy. You are your own product, you see? And
So Farah,
yes, yes.
I just curious. You were talking about the milk, right? You say
Mm-hmm.
that you can choose. Then I was actually wondering how big is the bottle of the nut milk that you are selling? How many
Oh,
ml or something?
well, that's why I say about customization is
Mm,
where
yeah,
you yourself, you get to choose how much milk you want me to make. So
I
basically,
see.
let's say you are my buyer, you are my
Mm,
client. You tell me I want my milk bottles in 100 ml bottles. So then I will give you a quotation of how many nuts I will use and how long it takes, and also how much the bottle will cost you. So basically, it's direct. You get to know how much the cost is and everything, and then I will charge you how much. So basically, everything is different. There's no specific, I only sell 100 milliliter bottles. No, it's up to the client. It's customization. Hmm.
I see. Good. That will be good for the
Right,
end user.
right.
Okay.
So it's very good for you yourself as well because, like I said, it's you and your product. I don't dictate it for you. You choose your product. If I
Mm.
can make it, I will make it for you. Hmm.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Can.
Okay. And the other towards a more sustainable business is the circular economy. So what we practice now basically is a linear economy. Circular economy is where everything is rotated. Where we now this is e-commerce, it incorporates digital technology. So it's a running thing. It doesn't just stop where you open up a business, your business doesn't go well, you close down. No, e-commerce, you can take a holiday online for 2 months and you can still come back because it's an online platform, right? And also you use waste as a resource, like recycle papers, repurpose glass containers. So this is a huge thing in Malaysia where some actually local businesses, they are actually using there's so many zero waste business now in Malaysia where you actually get to bring your own containers. You buy stuff from them based on the weight.
Mm.
So basically you go into the shop, you bring your own containers and then they weigh it for you. So there's no extra packaging in that. You just have to go and drive, take, and come back.
Mm.
And to continuously using resources, as in products that can made into compost or biodegrade, like the ones I talked about before this, the toothbrush.
Yeah.
So I think this is a circular economy because in time it becomes a good thing to our soil, also for plantation. And it doesn't have to be new for circular economy. Sustainable business doesn't have to be new. It can be something used as well, like recycled paper and everything is used, but we make it into something new, correct? And
Okay.
like I said, as an example here, it's also charity where you can actually do charity. It's nothing new. You do a
Mm-hmm.
sustainable business. Let's say I sell my soap, 10% goes to charity.
Oh.
So that itself is a sustainable business because you don't run events or whatsoever. You just collect the money first hand party, you yourself do it for charity.
Mm.
And also for me to preserve and to create products that is of long-term usage that will not contribute to waste. If it were to contribute to waste, it's going to be a waste for compost. So you can use it, it's a circular economy. You can use it back to grow plants or anything else. So that's what they meant by circular economy in my understanding. Okay, so here is why I myself choose to sell my things on e-commerce and e-marketing. So why do I sell it through the internet? You can have it at the lowest cost ever. It's basically free marketing. You, let's say you were to sell on Shopee or Lazada, you can just post it there online and it's free marketing for you. You only have to do all the clickings, okay? So you don't have to pay any extra third party to do a big event for you. And the sharing basis and honest reviews as well as the feedback. And for me, it adds a very personal touch. You get to contact straight away with the seller instead of having a robot answering for you and having a second seller contribute towards all this. And it's basically accessible anywhere. Uh, you can buy everything on the e-platform on the toilet. You can
Mm-hmm.
do it while you're cooking. You can buy it everywhere. And also all ages are allowed. Doesn't matter from the youngsters towards the oldest, everybody can buy on the e-platform. There's no restrictions to it. And why did I start this business is first of all to bring awareness to everyone. I do not want to contribute to landfill. I am not 100% zero waster, but I try my best to save the environment for the near future. And this all the stuff that I sell is actually all based on a personal experience and also it's my passion. Like we have explained before, I like doing DIY stuff, right? Uh,
Mm.
and why do I choose sustainable products and homemade products?
Mm.
Because I'm not sure if all the ones that are listening they can actually see that there is no products that is homemade and sustainable being seen in Malaysia nowadays. They don't see the quite the benefit of it, and it has been practiced for centuries. And why do we stop now? Our great grandfathers, great grandmothers have been doing it for so many years, and why do we stop now? Just because of the ease of other other products that are more big brands. They have actually taken that away from our grandma and our grandparents because then if you buy sustainable homemade products you appreciate their hard work and their talent, and
Mm.
also because it's so impossible to duplicate a person's homemade or sustainable product because my recipe, my formulation for my stuff is only for myself, so it's
Mm.
impossible. Maybe you can do it but it will not turn out the same scent, maybe not the same shape, maybe it's just not the same. Everything is different.
Mm.
Mm.
So Farah would like to understand more. Throughout this your journey, when you want to let's just say you want to create a product, okay? So
Mhm,
you have tried many techniques, right? So
mhm.
any what source, or maybe how do you actually, do you obtain any suggestion or opinion from the friends or from your family member,
You mean as
so
in
that your
how?
product, yeah, can be successful in the end of the day?
Oh yes, definitely. First when I started my business, the first people that actually, of course, my support system would be my family. So they
Oh,
are the ones who actually they're not my guinea pigs. They want to try everything that I do because every day is different for me. Today I will make this kind of soap for this kind of skin. So I make lotions. So my friends and family, they will actually come to me and say they would probably show me something, this lotion, my skin is very rough, but this lotion cannot help me. Can you uh, do this for me? Create something for me. So you see, my business grows from people actually coming to me and say, "Hey, you can do everything from scratch. Can you do this for me?" So it's a challenge for me. It's like, can I do it? So if I can, so far I'm grateful I can do almost everything that they suggested me to do. That's what actually brought me up here because of support from friends and family. Hmm.
mm,
Hmm. Okay. So basically, but in the business as well, there's also disadvantages and also challenges. So one
mm,
of the few disadvantage is, you see, because I only produce on demand, so my production is not consistent. So I
mm.
only produce when you request. Okay, and it's very time
Okay.
consuming. The preparation itself, I manufacture, I pack, I deliver. And for me to meet the expectations of the customer is like, example, you want to buy a soap from me. It takes sometimes 6 months for me to complete the soap because to do it is quite fast, but for the soap to be ready to be used takes
Mm-hmm.
3 months. So that's the disadvantage of it lah. It's very time consuming. And as
Mm.
well, my business is registered, but my products cannot be commercialized as an international brand because there's a few, when a product is done home base, there's certain certifications that you cannot have because you need to have a lab and a factory. So certain countries, there are restrictions towards that. And one of the few challenges that I have is the competition with commercial and big brands. Okay, so I'm not there. I'm just like somewhere here. So it's just that that's my biggest challenge in the business. And
Mm.
also to ensure the same quality for all products you order from me this year, I'm hoping that I can do it the same next year because I don't do mass production. Mm.
Ah, so Farah, I also have some question. Like, for example, you said that doing a soap, okay, soap is actually time consuming. If let's just say
Mhm.
that there is a massive order from the public, all right, then how do you make it your operation smoothly so that your product can send to the end user?
Okay. So basically, because I understand your question because I do everything myself. So you want to know how I actually manage everything, right?
Yeah, because you were sharing that everything you do all like alone. Yeah,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I was wondering how.
Okay, so basically it's all about your organization. How,
Mm,
because one product I know how long it takes to do it. So if I have a
okay.
mass order, I will advise my clients to say it and tell them that okay, it takes about 3 months to do it. So are you willing to wait for 3 months? Some they want, when I have like massive orders and stuff, I will actually do everything, but then I will arrange on the timing of the deliveries. Because I don't have an extra hand to help me. So I would just
Mm,
advise all my clients. For me, a limit is to have at least 3 productions a day
mm,
because there's so many work to do in one production itself. So I can limit myself to 3 productions. But I will always tell my client that, would you mind to wait? Some of
oh,
them, yeah, majority of them, they are willing to wait for a very good end product because they have tried it. I can even make samples for them. like a customized sample before they actually buy from me.
Oh, so good.
Mm,
Yeah. Okay.
yeah. Another challenge, yes, because I do
Yeah.
everything myself, right?
Mm,
Okay.
mm,
And then in time is like how this business helped me during my MCO is, as you can
mm,
see, my profit is the biggest during this MCO, and I have lowest cost because whatever I do is whatever things I have at home. I don't have to buy extra ingredients and everything, you know. And
mm.
also from the marketing part is less because my production is more and everybody is on the phone basically during MCO, right? So whatever you
Mm.
post online, everybody is willing to try because they want something new, something different. So for them, what I do is something new and different. So most of my customers, my buyers are all first time buyers. So
Oh,
they
okay.
just want to try, yeah. And
Oh,
then but then again, the preparation work is a lot because more time was also spent on my preparation because of the orders coming in and stuff. So, but in a way, it's good for me because it polishes up my skill. So during MCO, I actually get to learn new things as well. That's why I took the online course and everything. I also took so I can polish up my skills, you know. And then let's see here. On the
so
positive side, huh?
yeah. So Farah, I know that your this one is your own business. That means you are the entrepreneur of your
Yeah.
business. Okay. I can see that throughout this MCO, right, and this our MCO this period,
Mhm.
you have learned how to actually see the challenges, but you turn the challenges into an opportunity. Yeah,
Yes, yes, that's
this is one of
definitely.
the characteristic of the
Mm,
entrepreneur. Correct now.
yes,
Yeah,
yes, correct.
that's why our student, our degree students, yeah, they have
Mm,
this entrepreneurs as one of the
mm,
module where they can study when
mhm.
they study our degree program under
Right.
our faculty of business, finance, and IT. Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
Okay,
okay.
you
That's
may
a very good opportunity. I mean, for me being as a self-entrepreneur, I would, if I had the chance first time to study, I would, because there's so many things that I don't know yet, even now as well. So I needed to take that push now during MCO. So for me, if I had the opportunity to actually learn, maybe take e-commerce classes or entrepreneurship classes, it would be actually great. I mean, I would advise that to other people as well if you were to start your own sustainable business, right?
mm.
And also, there's a lot of positive side towards a sustainable homegrown business as well. You get your own brand, you have your own community behind you, and like I said, it polishes up your talents and skills. Okay, so who wouldn't be proud enough to have their own brand of stuff where you don't have to buy from another shop? It's your own brand. I'm so proud of myself actually having to do this.
Okay,
Okay.
okay.
So this is where I see the sustainable business growth. I started going all out during before MCO actually, which is during
Mm.
January. And then I created the awareness starting February because that's when they stopped all the international flights coming in. So I didn't have any um, flights that time. I started my awareness at that time, and I did my product awareness itself during MCO. And then the next coming month, I did my selling. So that's why I said towards this progress, in 4 months' time, I managed to sell a lot of stuff. I'm recognized items for some of my clients as well. And also, I got my online qualifications to do all this stuff because MCO, you can't do anything. So I took the opportunity to learn something new, which is getting a certified qualification to do natural skincare manufacturing. And I see myself towards the end of November next year to have more growth in my product and maybe to share more doing classes and training for all these sustainable products, you see. And okay, so I guess in general, my summary would be nothing is easy. Do something for a better future. I mean, if you have the chance to actually go and learn e-commerce and also e-marketing or entrepreneurial with Masa College, go ahead. Because you know why? For me, if I had that chance, I would have done it. now there's so many opportunity. You can all go. Masa offers a lot more other courses as well, and if you can actually practice e-commerce and everything else, e-marketing, entrepreneurship, bring sustainability into it. Mm. Create awareness among people, and these are just
Oh,
advices that I
okay.
can say. It's just try to avoid single-use plastic, support local, understand your product, create your own self-awareness. To start small is better than to not start at all. Make it a passion, love something, and understand the world works and why. Adapt the e-commerce for less carbon footprint. Okay, so
Okay.
and thank you so much for listening.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much for our speaker today, Farah. Okay.
Thank
So
you.
I also understand that Farah actually have a business through this e-commerce platform. Okay. And
Mm-mm-mm.
that's why our students are able to study the master class. Okay. Our master class, one of the topic is e-commerce. So this one will help our
Mm.
students, okay, our business students to actually enhance their skills, because this master class how to do business, all right, through this e-commerce. They are able to learn. Okay, this is to
Right.
nurturing,
Right.
yeah, we are nurturing them. Okay, thank you
Mm.
so much. Okay, so
Mm.
at this we have a few minutes. Okay, let's move on to the Q&A session. Miss Farah, are you okay? Let's move on to the Q&A session.
Yeah, I'm okay. If there's any questions, I wouldn't
Okay.
mind answering.
All right. Okay, so let's go to the first question. Okay, from this listener, okay, he is the BBA, a Bachelor of the Business Administration. Okay, the students from the FBFIT. Okay, he asked, what are the challenges in sustainable business? Yeah.
As I have mentioned before, this one of the challenges would be the mass production that I don't have. Because for me, a sustainable business is where you only prepare something on demand, and the challenge is for you to compete with other brands that are actually um, stabilized already. So, in order for you to, the one of the challenges for me also as well is well, you can see that there is no not much support in having a sustainable business, because of course the cost is less, but for the consumer to actually understand why we charge this amount to this product, for them is home based, it should be dirt cheap, but no, it all goes into the effort of the people doing it, and also is for the long term use as well. So I could say that's one of the challenges, is having acceptance towards the community on how the product actually works.
Oh, okay, okay.
Mm.
So just I'm just curious, is there any your customer just share with you about after they buying the product, and then
Mhm.
the expectation is different when they buy, let's just say buy product A, when they receive and
Mm.
then they use it or they consume it or whatever reason, and then they will have some, they did not meet their requirement. So
Mm.
how do you overcome, or how do you explain to your customer?
Oh, okay. If I do not meet the expectations, of course, I don't have satisfied customers 100%. There will always
Okay.
be people who expect more, right? So I will
Mm.
always tell them that you tell me what I can improvise on, because only they know how the stuff tastes like, if they need more sugar or they don't. Because we all have different tastes towards everything: food, fashion, lifestyle, everybody is different. Right, so the best way for me whenever I have to deal with this kind of stuff is for me to actually have a talk with the client. If you wish to purchase from me in the future, please let me know what I can improve. That's how we improve. Ah,
Okay, true, true, true.
right.
Also, one more question. Let's just say the customer, right? You will think that you can customize the product to
Mm-hmm.
the customer. Let's just say that product that you invented or you created, your customer wants another new product. So how
Mm.
do you explain to your customer if, let's just say, they want to ask you to make a new product that you never made before?
It's very possible. And that's
Mm,
the best thing about what is my passion, to create
okay.
something new. Okay, let's say you tell me you want to do a makeup remover. I can do
Mm,
it for you. It's 100% natural. It's based from oils because I already have that deep understanding of what oils works for what benefits. So I will tell you every single oil benefit and you tell me if it is what you want. Let's say you are 40 above, you are aging, you have a different, your skin is different, so you would want something that's good for anti wrinkles and stuff. So I have learned that some oil products when used combined is safe, and also it's used for wrinkles, for aging people. So I would advise you, if you want, I can make it. And that's why I say I provide small samples. If you want it, I
yeah.
will make it for you. And then you can try. If it works, I will make a different production for you. But that is your own formulation. I just make it happen. Mm.
Okay. Then
Uh,
let's look at move on to another question here. Okay, it said one of the student from Daniel, he said that what are the factors to be considered when starting a new business?
Oh, okay. That's a huge challenge when you start a new business. The factors to be considered for me is basically you have to know what your who you are selling to. That's one of the biggest factor. I like my products, I cannot sell it to small kids because they won't understand the natural. So I would consider my audience or my buyers, I classify them working class, okay, and then the ones living in the city, and also basically you have to classify who your buyers are, and you
Alright.
cannot sell products that are expensive like these kind of prices to people that actually can't afford it. So you have to know your vision, who to sell it to, and what do
Mm,
they like for me, I know I am into makeup and everything, so I sell more on the skin because I had skin issues, so that is my vision.
mm,
mm. So that's one of the factors, and the other one would be cost.
mm,
The cost to start this new business, a small business, is because it's your own cost. You don't take grants from other businesses. It's a new business and it's a small homegrown business. Usually, homegrown business, unless you are an SME business, then it's different. You get loans. But if you are home-based business like me, cost is everything on you. So that's why I try to save a lot on the cost because cost everything comes from me. I don't take loans for the cost. Mm.
mm, mm. And yeah, thank you for sharing. I remember your point that was saying that you must know who is your target customer, right?
Yes,
So
correct.
yeah, correct. So our business student, yeah, no matter diploma or degree, right? They have a module. They will study a module called marketing. Okay, marketing management, principles of marketing. So that's where our student will that learn, okay, and
Yes.
identify, right? When you sell a product, okay, you must
Mm.
understand who is your target market. But before that,
Yes.
they do segmentation, to do target market, and also to do positioning. This is always I share with my student
Yes,
during the
because you have to understand
marketing
your
step.
consumer, right? If you don't know your consumer, you are just blindly selling things. It's the marginal profit um is not profitable. You see, because you don't
Mm,
understand your product. So you have another point to start a small business is to understand your product. Because when people
mm,
ask you, you can actually explain a thousand things instead of what is advertised. Then they'll be
mm,
amazed of what your product is.
mm.
Hmm.
Okay, right. Thank you. Let's move on to another question. Okay, would a sustainable lifestyle affect our quality of life, and how can the issue of sustainability be brought for on a local level?
Okay. For me, sustainable, when I started, I did not switch 100% sustainable. It's it's a journey. So I am still on my journey right now. So for me, if you were to ask me if sustainable will affect our lifestyle, yes, in a good way. Okay? Like in a way I don't produce waste and I eat healthy, because whatever I eat, whatever I produce, a sustainable lifestyle is in a way of how I take care of my health. I
Mm.
know what's in my food. I know my food intake. I know what goes in everything. When I buy stuff, even at store now, when I buy, I will always look, first thing first, I will look at the packaging. I will always try and buy something that comes in glass because glass can be recycled over and over and over again. And
Mm.
also, I will look at the ingredients. If there
Ah.
is preservatives and stuff, usually I will put it back. So it has affected my lifestyle. So it's
Oh.
hard to have people like this. That's why we have a community. We actually have a lot of community, sustainable zero waste community in Malaysia itself. A lot, actually.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Lot. Okay,
Yeah.
let's go on to another question. Okay, COVID-19 crisis impacted economies globally. What are your
Mm.
suggestions to avoid or to minimize the impact of such crisis on the sustainable product home-based businesses?
My suggestion to avoid or minimize impact.
Mm.
Like I said, because when I as well is during MCO. So
Mm.
this COVID-19 is a blessing in disguise. So that's why I say how do I avoid or minimize the impact? Um, is by doing stuff at home and actually selling it.
Mm.
Home-based businesses, not like so I say, actually if you look around in your house, there are so many things that you can do and sell. Like
Mm.
even kitchen products that we have been using all this while, all this turmeric powder and bicarbonate soda. I use bicarb soda for toothpaste. I use turmeric powder as a mask. There's so many household items that you can use. And also if you ask me how to minimize the impact is to use whatever you have at home to make it as a home-based business. It doesn't have
Mm.
to be like what I do. So many Malaysians are actually doing a food business. Like during MCO, I did this food business among my apartment people. so so the ones living in the apartments, they actually order food from me, but
Mm.
they have to provide me the container. So
Ah.
I keep the containers, washed containers. I will put the food inside and I will actually pass it back to them. Because during MCO, nobody could go out and some of them are too
Mm.
tired to cook. So that's a way of of doing things the sustainable way. You see,
Mm.
that's a
Mm.
home-based business. Food is actually a good thing to do actually.
I see. So looking at your home-based businesses, okay, some
Mm.
of the consumer may ask you, Farah, can you give me a discount? I'm your loyal customer, okay? So how do you answer this kind of situation if they ask for a
Oh,
discount?
that's another quick challenge actually. Usually I would give it's not discounts. Basically, I would tell them, okay, since they have been buying, they are my loyal customers.
Mhm.
There's always loyalty perks to being a home-based business. It means as in when I come up with a new product, I will ask my loyal customers, what do you want from this product? Let's say I'm making a new soap. Do you want it
Mm.
to be smelling good or do you want it to have more benefits instead of just smelling good? So when I do these products, when they say I'll give me discount and everything, I will actually give them another product for them to try. Mm. See, so it's a win-win situation.
True, true. Correct.
Yeah.
Okay. And another question is, what are your strategy, okay, for attracting customers online?
Online. Okay,
Yeah,
first thing first,
online.
my main platform is Instagram. I haven't been that active for the past few months also, but for me, my main attraction towards it is showing results
Oh,
online.
okay.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So when you go on Instagram, I will post this one week. Let's say I have a skin issues. I will post it a week towards my usage of my products.
Mm.
So people want to see results. So that's how I share. I will share through stories. I will share through videos, the making of my product, especially because I have a lot of customers asking me, how did you make this soap? Okay,
Yeah.
so I will actually make stories or videos showing them an actual how I make my soap. So when they
Mm.
are amazed by it, they feel more attracted to buy things. Hmm.
Ah,
Because they know
okay.
what goes into their product instead of
Oh,
just buying from the shelf, correct?
okay, correct. But if
Mhm.
let's just say one of the customers say that, Farah, your soup
Mhm.
is so nice. Okay, my skin will become very smooth. I like the essence, all right, the sense of the soup. Can you
Okay.
teach me how to make so that I can make myself? So
Yes,
how do
you
you?
see, I actually offer courses. I mean, this was before MCO. So
Oh,
whatever that I learned, yes. So if somebody were to approach me and tell me, Farah, can you teach me how to do soap? Yes, I do have courses for it as well, but it's a one-to-one course. I don't offer a whole bunch of course because for me it's more personal. You learn more when you do a one-to-one kind of course. And I even
mm,
share on text messages. I have groups that actually share on how we make these products, what needs to be added and what can't be added. So I actually yes, I plan to do more courses in the future, but because of this MCO restriction, so we can't have a huge group for it. Oh, I think Elaine is cut off. Okay, I think I can actually read on questions here. Let me scroll through. Oh, thank you for the wish. Thank you for enjoying my presentation. Okay, I see here. Hi, Sue.
yeah, yeah. Continue.
Hi, Elaine, you're back.
Yes, yes, connection.
Yeah,
Okay.
I was just going through the comments and questions section.
Okay, the comments are great. Wonderful strategy. Yeah, you're
Mm,
sharing.
yeah, I was
Okay.
saying thank you for all the positive comments. Thank you so much.
Yeah, we have received a lot of positive comments here. Okay. Maybe you can have. Maybe there is only left 5 more minutes. Okay.
Mhm.
Anything you want to share with our the viewers here today?
Mm.
Any last sharing session?
Last sharing. Okay, first of
We
all,
have 5 minutes.
I really want to thank you, Masa College, for allowing me to have this webinar talk and to share this awareness. And thank you, Elaine, for inviting me and being such a great host. It's a very for me, it's a great opportunity that we can have all of this now. You see, this itself is already e-commerce, e-platform where it's so easy to share with everybody. You can click share, everybody can share with anybody, you see. And it's so good to know that to have all these positive comments and stuff, because it's very difficult for me to share on what what really is sustainable and zero waste. Because I myself I'm on this journey. So to have this platform to share with Masa College and the students and future students, it's a it's really a great opportunity for me. I wanna thank you again for everything.
Welcome. Thank you so much. Thank you so
Thank
much, Miss
you.
Farah. Okay, to
Hmm.
be our invited guest to share your story, your
Thank you.
journey, and you are actually so really like love our earth,
Yes,
because
I
all
try. I
the
try.
yes, all the product, right,
Hmm.
is actually zero
Yes.
waste, and you are educating more people to actually
Mm-mm.
take good care of our Mother Earth.
Right.
Yeah,
Correct.
okay. So yes, yeah, all the viewers actually thank you, okay, for
Yes. Thank
this
you,
one
everyone. So
webinar.
many motivational. Yes. Thank you. Thank you
Okay.
for all the positive comments. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you. So thank you for the students. Now we have this. Don't forget, if let's just say we have this master class for the
Mhm.
e-commerce. Okay, try to attend. Okay, our dedicated lecturer will be able to educate you. Okay, to enhance your skills. Okay, about this e-commerce. Of course, if let's say we have time in future, we may invite Miss Farah again for the
Yeah.
webinar in
I would
future.
love that.
Hopefully Miss Farah will have time. Okay, she's a busy woman. Okay, so thank you so much for the day. Thank you.
Thank you,
All right.
Elaine. Have a nice
Yeah.
day,
So the
everyone.
viewer, yes, the viewer can actually write your fill in your survey link, and then the
Mm-mm-mm.
e-certificate,
Mm.
yeah, will be awarding to the participants lah. All right. All right.
Mm.
Thank you so
Yes.
much. Okay,
Thank
everyone.
you. Enjoy
Stay
your
safe.
weekend.
Bye bye.
Bye.
Bye.